people didn't like Azonto. There were artists that we can have that conversation. They had songs that was against Azonto.
If you grow up in certain areas, they'll tell you, "Asa we are Christian, you don't do this." Or Azonto
the type of dances that we dance, the type of songs that people even, I feel like it still has
Spirit,
the Azonto. Azonto is alive,
yes,
man.
Yes, hallelujah. Yes.
One of the biggest people to push their dance was Asamajan.
People want to take it and use it without giving you credit.
So he should have said in the song that
No, come on.
People say, "Oh, Nigerians created Afrobeats." They didn't.
If it was Ghana, Drake attempted an Afrobeat song. You hear it here now that Drake is trying to steal our music. Drake is trying to steal our music.
Azonto Ankasano, is it a song? Is it a dance? When we say who started Hiplife in Ghana, people point fingers at Reggie Rockstone. When we say who started drill or Ghanaian drill in Ghana, people point hands to Asaka. When we say who started Azonto in Ghana, who can we give that credit to? Today we'll be talking extensively on Azonto in Ghana. My name is Millie May. I'm your happy host of the Nameless Pod. I'm inside the studio today with
Nana Kojomula.
Okay.
Naimuli.
Okay.
Happy guests.
And your name is?
Ricky, thanks.
Okay, you're all welcome to the studio. Just on the heat, who would you say started Azonto in Ghana?
The name or the dance or the song? Which one?
Hey, I don't know. It has there's a dance, there's a song,
So brief, small history.
Okay.
So RTB's, I think it's their first album, The Revolution, in 2009. There's a song called Azonto Girl. Azonto Girl and Anaja Kings was me. There's a song with I think Yaosiki. There. That was one of the very first times I heard Azonto. And the way it was used, it had a very, connotation. I grew up around Kama. Oh, Azonto Girl and Anaja Kings was me.
Like a prostitute?
Not a prostitute.
Not a prostitute, but like
a bush girl.
No,
not bush girl, but like
a cheap girl.
Yes.
I said, Homa boys.
Okay.
Fala.
Okay.
Like area, the area. Yeah. I'm not the one saying it.
Yeah, that's I feel you.
So that's what I'm saying. If it's the name, that's when I heard it. Like young Ashama boy, who we were just dancing, and I think years on, would hear Abodan to another songs. Then later on, I think
that's Gasmilla, right?
Gasmilla. That's I think 2011, 2010-ish, 2012, one of them. I think 2010, 2011. Now Abodan to would come. You Go Kill Me would come, I think 2012, something along those lines. Guru would come.
The way you
Sarkodie. Yeah. Dangerous, other songs would come. Something like, is it the song? Is it so?
No, so Azonto Ankasano, is it a song? Is it a dance? Because I am thinking that the dances came with the music. I don't ever remember people dancing Azonto before the Azonto songs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the word Azonto, as I heard it first, was from that R2B's standpoint.
Okay, so let's say the music and the dance. I feel like the dance comes with it. So let's just say.
So what I know from talks or from experiences, it was a dance. Azonto actually started as a dance, just as we have various types of dance now, and it started from the Gamami, like the Gamami areas, so, and they have those, even currently, they have a lot of dance moves that haven't blown up yet.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started. It started from a lot of people or a particular group of people doing a particular, crazy dance. Fortunately, a song actually also came out. There's still a lot of debate, but me, I'm from the school of thought. I'm from the Gasmilla school of thought. That he also grew up there. Like he has roots from there. And the kind of songs he does. Even now, there are superstars in the Gamami areas.
King Jerry. King Jerry.
Yeah, King Jerry, Nifani. There are a lot of guys. The songs are big there. If you go there now, when you go for Homo and all of those things, the songs are big. These guys are actually superstars there. And that was what Gasmilla was also to that particular community. His songs, because of how it was, they could resonate. And they are also big on dance. The seaside, army, they are big on dance. And so his music caught on with them and they were dancing to, his kind of songs because it was upbeat then. And that was how, it morphed into a whole new, it became like a movement. That's what I see it. Like what Afrobeat is not just a song. Like it's not just like an African sound. It's become like a movement.
Yeah.
How we dress, the kind of things we do, it's become like a movement. And that was what Azonto was. So for me, Azonto, when someone asks, I know it was a dance. It started from a dance, but it became bigger than a dance to like a movement. From a dance getting into a song, and then now it became like a whole lifestyle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because if you are dancing, you have to carry a certain aura. You have to, you have to carry a certain, character to situate or to fit the whole Azonto, vibe. Yeah. So, yeah.
So we are all agreeing that Azonto was a dance, but it has become something bigger.
Became, because that's it.
Yeah.
At die out.
It doesn't. Azonto is
no more.
I don't think it's necessarily.
Okay.
I think it's just there.
Yeah.
It's there. Like,
Okay, we'll talk about that more later. So Yemoli, what's your very first memory of Azonto, like growing up as a child?
Growing up as a child, for me, Azonto is not, I won't say was. Azonto is fuse. Nobody wanna see you rise.
okay.
That's, if you say Azonto, that's what comes into my mind. That in Tiffany, that song. Yeah. So I remember that song, Junior Graphic, it came and then it was at the back. So the
But
whole
did you buy the
lyrics.
graphic?
Bro.
I mean, some people don't buy graphics, so they'll just go and pick it from
I
the
know where I'm
library or
going.
something.
Me personally, I didn't have an option. Like it was given to me. Then my daddy will pay.
Okay.
So I didn't have an option. Yes, Anka, don't stress me.
Okay.
So to you,
So it
you
was
were
at the
supposed
back.
to attribute it to like someone, you go for fuse.
Oh yeah, for me growing up, I would say Fuse. It's like I was small when Azonto like was coming up in all of those things. So I would say yes, that's the song that I knew Azonto. So if you didn't even come and say it today, Anka, I don't know that Gasmilla, I don't know that aspect. Me, if you say Azonto,
But you know him,
Fuse,
right? You know Gasmilla.
Oh yeah, oh come on, tell him who doesn't know Gasmilla. Yeah.
I feel her a lot because I feel Gasmilla is more like a Ghanaian champion. But Fuse, he took the song like beyond the borders of Ghana.
He was already there.
Are you
If were-
sure?
When he was in the UK, he wasn't based in
No,
Ghana.
I'm talking
No,
of the
she's
song
saying
and the
the
Azonto.
And I'm saying that because he's already there, obviously he's going to expand it.
So you don't want me to give him credit?
So I'm not saying don't give him credit.
Hey.
I'm just saying that he
He could have said that he will not do, but he did it.
He could
No,
have. He
because
could have
you see,
published it. Just
you guys shouldn't say that. He could have said that he did not do. Why did he do? Obviously, because there was something
there was
going on that he
something
wanted
big.
to
So-
tap
so-
on.
So if he has
So
done it
he
and he's
took
doing
it
well,
out.
don't say that it's because he's
He's already there. Yeah,
But
discrediting.
but he's right when he says that.
being
It's like
there makes it
it's like
easier.
Drake doing Afrobeats.
Yes.
He's doing
Efa.
Afrobeats because but for some we Afrobeats on it.
Yeah, cover
Maybe
No, but it's the thing, because he's already there, it's easier to make it bigger.
Yes,
You
but
understand? Now, for example,
he took
let's say-
it beyond.
I'm not saying he took it beyond. Let's just
Oh, the mommy example now, person the mommy.
now like the dance, for example.
Yeah.
One of the biggest people to push the dance was Asamajan. Because he did it at the World Cup and he's in the EPO. Because he's there. But there were dancers who were doing it in Jamestown and Choco that nobody captured them. So I'm not saying that he didn't, but I'm just saying that because he was there already in the UK, it was easier to.
Okay.
But he still tried for Azonto. He
No,
tried,
that he did. No, nobody.
He tried,
nobody
no
tried for
try.
me. No, he tried. He's over tried.
You sure?
Okay.
You didn't answer.
But
Yeah, he tried.
no, but it's the fact that you see, we've mentioned people. The one people we've not mentioned is the producers.
I'm waiting.
Hey, so you only go there. You today have your time. Don't worry. So the thing is, first of all, dance. You don't dance before you create the song.
Okay.
Like a song has to be there because you can't dance like with nothing. There has to be a rhythm. There has to be something, a sound for you to dance to. And that would come from the producers.
Mm.
And we do this in a lot where when we are talking about music and genres and movements, sometimes we forget about the architects of it. And then we praise only the people,
The front
frontliners.
Yeah.
like for example, like this podcast. People will see you as a host and say, oh, why are they? They forget about the cameraman, the producer, the editors who are
Videographer.
behind the scenes. Those are the ones that craft it.
Yeah.
Because if the sound wasn't there, dancers would have seven numbers.
Executive producer, Krania, author
What
of
else?
Mike.
The author of mics. So like when we talk about Azonto, I think the biggest people we mostly forget is the producers. I can't pinpoint and see maybe this was the first person
Shout
that
out to
produced
all
something.
producers.
Oh, shout out to the producers. But one person that's
Crankman.
Crankman,
Who are Crankmen?
oh no, he's an older producer.
But all the songs that you used to like hear, all the Azonto songs. Crankman was EL.
Yeah.
EL's
Inshona.
Inshona music.
Inshona music,
Oh, you
yeah.
people remember Inshona music?
Oh, dangerous.
Well,
Dancing
not
Family.
really remember.
Yeah.
They were dancing Family. We don't know who produced this.
Which one is it? Who produced the
That was I think that was this guy.
That should be Inshona.
Because that's EL.
Yeah, no, that was
Sorry.
Inshona. That was
That's
Inshona.
Yeah,
That was Inshona.
he's good.
So the same, you can also say like Q-Beats.
That was Inshona.
So
yeah.
Q-Beats, those producers were the ones, but I don't know who produced for Gasmilla at the time.
I'm sure.
But the Inshona, I'm sure they
I'm
have
sure
their,
his
apart from
own,
like
he
Inshona
he
music
did it.
himself.
Who?
Gasmilla. I'm sure that he was there and then.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like the sound again, he's as Ricky mentioned, he's coming from a line of the Inshona artists who are
Yeah,
there.
it's true because
Like
you know
there's
that
been
they
artists
are
from
like
the
that.
Inshona from the longest
Like
time.
maybe they'll just be there and then somebody will
They
just start.
wouldn't-
Somebody will
Yeah.
then be like, Charlie Ibamo. Then they
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For all you know,
But why is Shatawale in this whole conversation?
where
But
do you want to
Shatawale
put
wasn't
him?
doing it.
Where
That
do
was
you
when
want to put him?
I'll say
Shatta
that
wasn't
time his
doing it.
career
Ah,
was not even.
Banda.
You know why?
Yeah.
Why? And there's a dance talking.
No, say what
That's
you
all
want to say.
King Ado Ghana.
No, but I wasn't.
Oh,
Azonto.
it came later. Even came later.
No, but you
after
see-
Azonto. It
you
wasn't
see-
here.
But
You
didn't it make Azonto?
No.
Oh.
You see, when you people, sometimes when you people, when you guys were talking about even Fuse and all of that, you guys may have missed something. It is not every song that Fuse did that was Azonto. Azonto was a sound.
Yep.
Mind you, even with Afrobeats, it is not every African
And
song
song
that is Afrobeats. We have dancehall, we have African dancehall or Afro dancehall. We have rap,
Yeah.
we have drill. So it's not every song that is Afrobeats.
Mm.
Same way as not every song is Azonto.
Or was Azonto?
Was
at the time,
Azonto.
yeah.
So even at the time, there were specific people who were quote unquote fighting against that sound because they thought it was Raz, like it had no substance, like it didn't and so there were those who felt like Charlie Mimi, R&B, that was maybe even that era safe, Asem, Richie, Irene, Logan, Mo, they were also there doing music. Kwabna wasn't doing Azonto.
I think there's high life.
You know,
and things, yeah.
and so let's be very Shatawale wasn't doing Azonto. He was, yes, so let's not
Dance Hall King.
the fact that he was very street. Yeah, Dancehall King was
See,
dancehall.
you
It was a
can-
dancehall song.
We have gospel songs you can do there.
You can do the what?
Oh, no,
Eba.
I don't know the name. You can do the all the piano dances. Now, boy, any prep,
say
like
Eba.
of doom, so all those things. But it doesn't mean those songs are.
Okay, Inti, we are going to give it to who? Gasmilla.
This one,
Give some to EL. Give some to ODJ.
Please, and the producers, right?
So the first one is the producers.
No, me, if anybody, let's start with the producers.
Okay.
But the
Yes,
dance,
yes.
you know,
Oh, and then the dancers.
because
So,
the
like,
dance,
we
it
have
started
people
as a
hands,
dance.
right,
So
yeah.
it started as a
So like the
dance.
producers, the dancers, and
So,
the artists.
yeah.
There are a lot of people who deserve the flowers. I don't think it's one person.
And that's why we are trying to mention as many as
Oh,
we
yeah,
can.
yeah. That's what
The
that's
people
what
who
they mean.
like help to bring it like out like that.
Oh, no, there's baby. As you mentioned, there was EL,
Fuse.
Fuse,
Gasmilla.
Gasmilla,
Sarkodie.
Sarkodie,
Shatawale.
StayJay,
Shatawale.
Happy Tools.
Yeah.
Shatawale.
You really want to mention Shatawale? Okay,
But why do
Shatawale.
you want to push
That's
I
what-
don't
Shatawale
remember
here?
Shatawale being
Because
in the whole Azonto
me-
conversation.
That's what I'm asking why she wants to put him here.
So Yemole was allowed to say that she
Mm-hmm.
remembers ODG.
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 G, yes, it's G.
Off the
So
ground.
me too. I really remember dance or king na the Hogan. And we used to
That
dance
time, then Azonto died. Yes, that era there wasn't. Yeah,
2014.
that was the dancehall era was 2014. That was when
2014.
dancehall was taking over.
Okay.
You know, when Wale came, there was a whole new wave.
Yeah.
That was Wale, Stonebwoy,
I1,
yeah,
Kaki.
I1.
So they came after the Azonto phase.
Yeah, they came after the Azonto era.
Okay. But what made Azonto different from the previous dance trends that we had already experienced? You guys remember any? Amanda.
Oh, no, Amanda,
Yeah.
those ones
Amanda,
were...
those
were
were
babies
after.
of-
Amanda came
So those
after.
were fell under.
So what was there before?
Yeah,
after.
Bobo.
Our natural
And
dance.
like I said, you say I
The
don't want
60s
next.
Yeah.
babies are
Hey,
talking.
God,
The
I beg
60s
you.
babies are talking. Allow them.
I don't...
Tell
I
them
don't
what,
really
tell them
remember.
Boy.
On a boy, all of those... so again,
all those-
boy wasn't necessarily... I don't know if
Me,
boy
I feel
was
like
a
all
dance
those
or
ones
this one.
No, it
came
was also a
after.
dance.
But boy
Hey.
was a dance.
Boy.
Boy was a
Never.
dance.
Hey.
Boy was a dance.
Boy was there before.
But I think
Boy,
Boy was
yeah,
there
dancer.
before.
Boy,
was
yeah,
there
dancer.
before.
We used to be outside those times.
So you
And
party,
go for
party,
wakekeepings.
pay. It was called gunshots.
Hey.
That
I
was
mean,
the
so
day.
there was chicken, there was
Yeah,
that.
There was
Yeah.
chicken. Chicken was like this.
Ah.
I remember.
Back then, you people were dancing the soldier boy dance. The
crazy.
doggy. You guys were doing the doggy dance.
yeah.
We were doing our own the me and the we were doing the
Gunshot,
chicken
yeah, that's
and
true,
the
gunshot.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
remember.
I'm learning a lot today.
yeah. So like they
So
were. Yeah.
what made Azonto stand out or different? Me, I think it's the music it came with. I feel like the previous dance moves and all that, you know, it's just a dance. You dance to any song you know fits or it can go with.
It's the same with Azonto.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh,
yeah.
we were
Azonto
dancing.
came with its
It
music.
came, but again,
But you
when
can
the
still
dance,
dance it to any song.
when the dance comes, I'm saying you go to church, they're doing praise and worship.
You can
There was
dance
something
Azonto.
called Christozonto,
Yeah.
where Christians were doing Azonto moves, and in my heart, and in my
See,
soul.
I'm not saying
And-
that those dances you can't dance with any other
You
song.
laugh because you don't get a church
I'm not
connection.
disputing. I'm
Talk
saying
Talk
that
after.
Okay.
the Azonto, it came with music. Like, so there were even some, you even mentioned,
It
there were
came
some
with-
songs that were even titled Azonto or something. We didn't really have that for the previous dance moves. That's what I think made Azonto big or bigger than what was already there.
You mean the song that came with it or the sound that
there's
came with it?
music. Like we
Yeah,
had.
no, it's true. It's true. So you are right. You see, as I said, Azonto was a dance, but the fact that we were able to find a particular sound associated or attached to Azonto, it gave it a huge recognition. So it's the same thing, just like Afrobeats. Every time people are trying to talk down on Afrobeats, I'm like, nah, guys. Our only claim to global attention is because we've all accepted that
This is
we have one sound that we are all running with, and that's why it's working. Because if Sarkodie even though he's a rapper, you still see him as an Afrobeats artist because he's from Africa. Like reggae, they have reggae, dancehall, a lot of other genres and all of that. But we categorize every Jamaican artist as a reggae dancehall artist, and it helped them, So that was what was doing. That was what was working for Azonto. Any upbeat song that has like giddy 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 piano, we classified it as Azonto because you could dance with it, and that was what helped. So you can never mention Azonto's success and take away the music. It was the whole thing that came with it. It was the whole taking off your shirt and doing all of. I would even still say that Azonto would still work in today's age. Like, I don't think Azonto is dead, because even now, what these people are doing, Dope Nation is doing, is actually the next phase of Azonto. Dope Nation sound, and everything they are doing. It's just because they've not really given it a name, or they haven't gotten a lot of people doing similar things. Keche, that's what Keche was doing. All Keche's songs were like 80, where they are looking to win and all of them. They were all Azonto songs. And I don't see any difference from what Keche was doing and what Dope Nation is doing. Just that it's a new sound. They've infused a little bit of the amapiano and all of that, but it still has the pure Azonto vibes. Yeah, it still has the Azonto vibes. So I think, like, to answer your question, it came with what actually propelled it was the sound. It came with
Yes.
the dance, and then it came with the sound, and then
Music,
the culture.
videos.
We'll
We'll be dancing the Azonto in them and all that.
And I think, like he said, also what Asamajan was also doing, the footballers were, I think everybody played a very, 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 very key role. Like everybody played a particular key role. And that's what actually drove Azonto to the level that it is. Same thing as, even what I'm seeing with Afrobeat. Afrobeat is also going far because dance is now holding Afrobeats. Like when you don't just listen to the songs, but there are a lot of dance groups coming out, a lot of dance moves coming out of it. And it's actually, elevating the whole sound to a different level. So I think the sound aspect.
Social media too is helping with what you are saying, like dance and all that.
Yes.
Because I remember at first, when a song comes out and then they shoot a music video, people will now start dancing the moves in the music video. So maybe everybody dancing Amanda. Now that becomes the dance for the song or the music.
Yes.
But now I noticed a different trend where the song is released. Let me use TikTok because that's like the number one. The dancers make a dance for the song. And now when an official music video is being shot, they now use the dance online in the. Have you guys noticed?
It's just how different we market music now. Back then, there wasn't TikTok, there wasn't, and to even find a director to shoot a video for you, there were not as many of them. So you find one director, it's not now that you let the dancers alone do their own, then they will be doing it, and then later, no. So, I mean, as Ricky was telling us earlier, what made Azonto work for me, because I was very young then, it worked because I felt it was youthful, it was fun,
energetic,
it was engaging, it was very exciting. And the people that were also pushing it were also young, because Gasmilla, Sarkodie was probably in his 20s. EO in his 20s, all of them 20s, 25s. Like maybe the older ones, I don't know, like maybe, they're your favorites. I don't know how this was then, but a lot of them were like in their 20s and they made it youthful. And I remember from JHS to SHS, people were dancing to it. Like there was just this excitement about it. I think that's what made it different from like the Agbaja and the older dances we know, because those ones we felt was more traditional. There was also a lot of, if you grow up in certain areas, they'll tell you, we are Christian, you don't do this. But this one, it took a while before it got into that space where it's like, Azonto the Bonsamasa. Before we had gotten the dance.
But sorry, I think to add up, you said something that drew my attention. It sparked something. I think the church also even helped. From what you're saying, the church, Azonto was one of the first like secular dance moves that entered the church.
Yeah, it really entered the church.
Like people were dancing Azonto in church, like things that you find secular people, because seriously at that time there was that strict differentiation between
gospel
secular
music
and this thing. But once it began to break into the church, it became like a standard. And so, just to add up, so before you continue, I think the church also contributed to it.
So that's why we had
not in
this
church
one,
then,
the Christo Zonto.
But no, wait.
So Christian Azonto.
I want to say something. It's crazy how you keep saying this church thing and then turning to me to say, sorry, I can't relate when what makes you think I can't relate when it comes to the church side of things? Do you know the dance that you said in my heart? I was a frontliner, okay? What are you saying?
We're doing the traditional in my heart. He lives in me. We're doing the Christo Zonto to it.
Bro, I did everything I can do.
Okay, so you see, right now we've established that Azonto is not as big as it used to be. It's still Azonto, but it's not. It's a bit faded now. That means that it used to be bigger then. In its peak, how big was it globally and then nationally? Because one of you mentioned something about Asamoah Gyan at the World Cup or something. So I'm thinking that if Azonto went that far, then Azonto was like a very big thing.
It was.
I feel like Azonto is a vibe. That's why I was agreeing with what you were saying when you were saying that, like it's not just the type of
You
song,
too
it's
can
the dance.
agree.
Because even right now, that's why I feel like Azonto is not dead to me. Because even right now, the type of dances that we dance, the type of songs that people even, I feel like it still has
Spirit,
the Azonto.
no.
Azonto is alive,
Yes,
man.
yes. Hallelujah.
Yeah, some things can never. I feel like some things can never die out.
That is how culture works. Culture never ever dies. Like it may not be even with Latin language, for example.
You're live on.
Like they say Latin as a language. Languages die. For people who don't know, languages like there's tree can die because languages die. But even with that, because it's been enshrined in people, years from now, you still see elements of it in other things. And that's how and culture also influences other people to do new things. So as I said, when Azonto was at its peak, it influenced people not just in Ghana. That's why influence feels in the UK to say, okay, I see what's happening back home.
Yeah.
Let me tap in and then let me do this.
I remember seeing white people even dancing.
So it became popular. It became like it drew their attention. Our brothers and sisters in Nigeria saw it. They also started their own trying to do a lingo and whatnot and whatnot.
Like, was that necessary?
Oh, no. That
was that necessary?
It's influence. If today you come here and you wear your bone straight 15 inches.
No, that thing I remember.
And Yamoli sees it. And also about, the way your bone straight is going, then it influences also start to try.
Crooked.
If you like the Azonto, dance the Azonto and give the credits to Ghana.
You can't always.
Why are you taking Azonto
but they were also
and
dancing
tweaking
the
it a
Azonto.
little?
Oh no, they did. So
They
if you watch
danced
Oliver
Azonto.
Twist, the video for Oliver Twist.
Lingo, they went to do that and they named their own lingo.
If you watch Oliver Twist, at the time, the bunch, that was like one of the biggest African songs at the time.
So the Oliver Twist, like the song.
I
sent my mind
There's
to
a
the
video.
book. Yeah, because you see when you said watch, so I felt like the book, they've done a movie about it. So I was waiting for it.
So the Banches song Oliver Twist, at the time, that was one of the biggest moments for African music. In the video, there's a white guy in there that is dancing Azonto. That shows you how Azonto was so big. So Nigerians, yes, there are moments where you even see them inculcating it. Like Sarkodie She Go Kill Me has a remix with Wizkid, Navio, like other African artists. So obviously, they would give you compliments sometimes, but that's how it is. You influence you to also try to create your own thing.
So sometimes creating their own thing is annoying. Dance our own and then say that it is Azonto from Ghana.
They dance our own, but if they are also motivated to do something
so
for themselves, that's also okay.
You see the misconception, you see that even the wrong narrative was there was never any movement or any dance or anything in Nigeria called Alingo. It was just P Square that dropped a song that had the sound. Like that had the Azonto sound.
Even the name.
Yes. And then they called it Alingo. I think that the title of the song was Alingo. It's just like what we are doing with drill. Which we call Asaka or whatever. It doesn't take away the purity of what drill is. And that's the Ghanaian problem. Like we are always fighting, and even it was almost happening to South Africa. South Africa also has that problem where if and that's why xenophobia is even there, safe, because everything has to be about them, and they don't believe in like the thing has to go global. Nigerians don't care about that. When Nigerians have something and people are tapping in, they're like, let the thing spread. Unfortunately for us, a movement that was growing, once we saw one song from a Nigerian, we caught cold. We started fighting and all of that. But check this. If we had allowed for the sound to begin, people picking it and all of that, you seeing the dance in a lot more people's videos, the song would have traveled.
I don't have a problem that other people are tapping in and then doing all that too. My issue is where maybe you do some work or produce something, and then people want to take it and use it without giving you credit.
So he should have said in the song that Lingo and Ghana fought that one there you like it.
No, come on. But it's more like every time I feel like Nigerians want to. I won't say when they are blowing, we give them their time. Nigerians take it, shine.
No,
But it's like
no,
Ghana.
When you say you give them their time,
Exactly. As if you are
What
telling
does-
them
no,
that
No,
go,
say
go, go.
Nigerian.
I can do it, but I want you to go.
Nigeria, let me speak English. Nigerians will not do something, and then a Ghanaian will go and take it and say that it is for us.
In what sense?
Yeah, give me an example.
Oh no, just
Let me help
okay.
you out. Tag me in. Tag me.
You better support
tag
me.
Sometimes tag me in. Tag me in again. I think where she's coming from, I understand her in terms of we have this conversation here in Ghana where even on social media they'll tell you, oh, Ghanaians were the first to do this, but our brothers in Nigeria came in like they've made it bigger. And it's not their fault. It's just, again, they have a bigger personality. If Mini Ricky APS here, and I say Rademaha, he's taller, he has a bigger personality. So he's the first, he's the one that we need to first. That's the same way with Nigerians. It's like, for example, it's like the UK and the US. If the UK can do it, but if the US steps in, they have the bigger personality. Our problem is, once somebody with a bigger personality comes into the picture, we're like, oh, Nigerians are good with selling narratives. It's the same way with, let me digress, with the Afrobeats conversation.
Yeah.
Where right now, the conversation is going to a point where people say, oh, Nigerians created Afrobeats. They didn't.
You see,
I'm saying, I'm coming.
I support
I'm
you.
saying that,
Like,
yes, but
why?
I'm saying that.
Why? Because you are not loud enough. You don't cherish it.
This issue about Nigeria and Ghana, me, I always say is that it's the numbers. Ghana is smaller than Nigeria. Whatever, even if, let's say, it's a show and a Ghanaian housemate goes into the house, a Nigerian housemate goes into the house, we are all supposed to vote. Ghana will lose to Nigeria. It's numbers.
I don't believe that.
Even with music, people say that Nigerians support their own better than Ghana. Nigerians do better with music, like streaming and all that, as compared to Ghana. But you see, they have numbers. Today Burna Boy releases a song and every Nigerian streams it, and then Shatawale releases and every Ghanaian streams. You see that,
but that's not music. Music is not just your country.
Exactly.
I know, but I was using that as an example that Nigeria, their numbers make everything they do.
Science and data, everything tells in Nigeria. The numbers, most of the artists, the reason why Nigerian artists move consistently into other countries. I was telling you in our previous podcast that the other like jurisdictions, the other
the states,
yeah. Aside Lagos, Abuja, and a few others, if you check their back end, it is Lagos, Nairobi, Abuja, Ghana.
Nairobi.
Yeah. I mean other
Kenya,
countries.
like
I'm mentioning other cities
like
and other countries.
Maybe,
yeah, I mean Ghana. So it is not just Nigeria. The numbers that you see, just like 40% is from their country. I'm telling you this.
But him said their 40% can even be more than our 100%.
Why are you using their population?
I just feel numbers are
But
powerful.
my question is true. But my question is, 40%, that is more than your population. Why don't you also go to their population to go and also tap some of the numbers there? Because he comes into your country, out of the 100%, 60% is not from his country. But 100%, is only 2% that is from another country.
No, true.
Is from your country.
Because even Billboard, we have Ghanaian artists topping other Nigerian artists. So who is listening? Do you get? It's your craft at the end of the day. So how you put it out there?
After her,
you see, because no, she's right. So I just think that we don't support our own enough. That's where the conversation is. That's I don't think that it's about numbers alone, because there are a lot of artists who don't like Burna Boy in Nigeria, who don't like Wizkid. There's even a division already within the market. Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy. There's a division already. There are even certain people who don't even like those type of music. They also like foreign music. They are cool. They like a certain type of music. And so you cannot tell me that everybody is listening to Wizkid. It's not true.
Yeah.
But they understand, the art of like marketing. And so like what you were saying, if a Nigerian starts something and is good enough, others will jump on, others will carry it. Unlike us, because even your own Azonto, I don't want us to always take the Azonto out to another country or blame Nigerian trying to.
It's ours. Like
Even here, there was a
Exactly.
division. There was a group of people who didn't like Azonto.
Charlie.
People didn't like Azonto. There were artists that we can have that conversation. They had songs that was against Azonto. That Charlie Azonto Azonto is coming to mess up the industry. Azonto is not like sensible music and all of that. He knows there were artists who were against Azonto. Oh yeah, Azonto, you won't say oh yeah, Raz. Like it was there, and there were those who were doing the cool type music, who were actually doing music for the tertiary people. Like it was there, and so even here, people didn't accept it. Afrobeats. Let's be honest. It be the Nigerians way carry them. Even Amapiano. Look, Amapiano getting the biggest attention. You may agree or disagree, but me, I think Nigerians played a big. There was a time all songs you go hear, the long drums days, and when Amapiano started, and so there was a time, the South Africans were fighting Nigeria that they are stealing their sound. But if they had left Amapiano, South Africa, you cannot take it anywhere. Let's be very honest. You can't take it anywhere on your own. So allow that a sound is growing, is traveling into places. Just document, because what's like what they coin? Okay, I made the anti dang like
what?
I made the anti
Maybe I'm for credit card South
No,
See, now
down.
we need to have this one in terms of credit needs to be given to people that do something. That's why. So that's what I was saying earlier. That the problem with our case is that as Ghanaians, first of all, we don't like doing proper documentation. And I've personally been fighting that. So that's why I write.
Because
that's why I write. We
don't
have
vision.
Know who brought it.
You don't care.
Yes.
That's
When we
we
start
have
the
that
thing-
I don't care thing. So when somebody sees and realizes the potential in it, and that's what Nigerians do. When they see potential in something, they know how to sell it. They know how to market it. And in marketing, you tell a story. So there are some Nigerians who will tell you, "Oh, fella came to Ghana, picked it up." They give credit to Ghanaians, but a chunk of them understand that. Or we'll give you credit, but the credit in the amount you yourself
You
don't
don't own
want
it.
to associate. You don't own
Yeah.
it.
If you
they'll
don't
leave
TGM
you.
in
So,
Asema,
exactly. So if you don't own it, and me I sell it, I make it bigger. At some point,
I'll
the
cut you
conversation will
off.
move away
And now
from
it
you.
will just be me. I
So
understand.
that is the fate Azonto suffered. That when the Nigerians picked it, and Ricky said something earlier that sometimes you are the one that will bet something. But you will not bet tone like
Obi beba beje
like
now.
the Fuse thing, for example. If Fuse probably hadn't done Azonto, maybe, and this is a big maybe, maybe wouldn't have gotten to that big international level. But again, it had to take Fuse to come in and be like, "Oh, you guys are doing something good back home. Let me pick it up. Let me expand it." Same way with Afrobeats. It was people in the diaspora that saw that, okay, on the continent, people are doing this. Let's also jump in. Then you had people like Drake, the Chris Browns, the Beyoncés.
If it was
tap
Ghana,
in.
Drake attempted an Afrobeat song. You hear it here now that Drake is trying to steal our music. Drake is trying to steal our music.
Like,
Hasn't
you
something
have-
like that even happened?
Oh yeah, like so you would have people even in Nigeria. I remember to date, there's one Joey Akan. He's very defensive about Afrobeat is dying. See, you can't want globalization of something and still gatekeep it. We've enjoyed things from other people.
Nka, how is it
Like a
global?
chunk of the music we make now was influenced by outsiders. Even down to High Life, it was influenced by music from the coastal lines, like the sailors who were coming in, things like that. So the way music works, you can't develop something out of thin air. It's something you'd hear somewhere that would influence, and then you pick maybe drums from here, pick keys from here, pick this from this. Then you say, okay, this is what I am making. And because we have that problem of, one, we lack sustainability. That sustainability culture, like I said, when we build something, we have poor maintenance culture. It's even in our sound. When Azonto came by year 2, somebody said, "Oh, Azonto dear, me so masa Amanda." We say me so dear Al Qaeda. We say me dear Sandra. We say me dear Yemuni.
Hey, which one is Sandra?
Oh, say me.
Ah.
So like,
For a
it's that
second,
thing
I
where
thought-
people didn't sit down, and he said that Afrobeats, we would have lost Afrobeats if people didn't come together and say what.
We
This
want
is
to work
ours.
together for this cause.
I always say Rema did something that at a time where Burna Boy was saying Afrobeats this, Wizkid Afrobeats this, Rema had come down at the time, biggest African song. What did he do? He went on the biggest stages and said, "I am an Afrobeat artist."
Yeah.
Which song was that?
Calm down.
Calm down.
Mind you, at the time,
Baby, calm down.
at the time, there are certain things of saying, "Oh, Rema does Afro rave, Afro this."
Yeah.
But he stood on the headies when they went to Atlanta. He said, "Let's own it," because you can't say you want a seat on the global table and then you are divided. That's why even Tyler, for the longest time, she, or the chair in there, Afrobeat. When he got there, he said, "Oh, yes, I may make Afrobeats, but I'm not necessarily an Afrobeat artist. I also do this, I also do that." So her first album, after the album was out, the deluxe, the first song was an Amapiano song. She took it back to South Africa. So that's the thing. Like, you can't want something and then immediately you want to divide. The big hip hop didn't just come and then the people were saying,
right.
Hip hop is 50 years or so.
Yeah.
Hip hop has different influence. It has influenced drill. It has influenced boom. Like, there's boom bap, there's trap, there's.
Do you know who they give credits to for that one? Is it Jay-Z?
Oh, it's not Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Yakola. There are people who it has, but what I'm saying is that because it's well documented and everything is structured, everybody can still tap into that and say, "I'm giving reference to hip hop." Here, when somebody starts something, everybody wants to own something. "Oh, I'll be the first person to do this. Me, I do this first. Me, I start this." We all want to be pioneers and what have you, and originators and adults.
And you see, even up until now, there's still that fight of who started as Hiplife. Even the same Azonto. There are a lot of, and you see, even with hip hop, when you're saying, even with hip hop, there is still that disagreement about the history of it. Because you see, trust me, you can never find the accuracy of where something really began.
Yeah.
There's a thin line, because I may start making it popular, or you may see me doing it. But mind you, I may have heard it here, or this was my influence. And so when the story starts and someone starts saying that, "Oh, Ricky was the one who started it," maybe she may not come out to say it, but her friend who knows that, Ricky used to come around and when she was doing it, so there will always be disputes. But the point is, let's always agree to move forward. Let's always come together to agree that, look, the bigger goal is what we need. And that was what was killing Azonto, because there was a fight. Even Hiplife. It was just that it survived. Because Hiplife, there are two schools of thought. There's the Ochame Kwame school of thought. And there is the Reggie
or Bo.
Yes. There are two different, even with Hiplife, there's a whole conversation on who started.
Rockstone starts music way before Ochame Kwame.
No, it was the same era.
It was the same era.
Yeah.
Ochame Kwame is that grown.
Ochame is old.
He's just fit to him.
Good buys, no bad buys.
You are joking.
He used to be in a group. Achame.
Ochame Kwame.
I'm shocked.
He said he's a serious guy.
60s. Tell us.
Bro, I've been here for long.
I know, right?
Hey, I'm shocked that you guys are putting Reggie and Ochame.
Again, as I was saying, there are people who come, and that's what I think helped. When Reggie came into the picture, people were doing stuff here in Ghana. But when he came and, as I said, there are some people that were able to mobilize things.
Reggie was a cool kid.
So when he came, he understood the importance of, and I was speaking based off, because I've done a piece for the record on Hiplife.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of hits, and that's why I realized, hey, people are still fighting about it. But the reason why a lot of people can say, "Oh, Reggie did it," is because Reggie was the one person understood that we are building something for the future.
Yeah.
So let's mobilize. Let's put this here. Yemfa going to see. Yemfa, like I said, she might have started the thing, but Ricky was the one that probably brought eyeballs onto the thing. And when eyeballs come, the person they would go to is the one that made it popular.
Exactly.
So it's either him that will say, "Oh, yeah, man, I'm here popular," but
I heard it from
here.
And it's also up to her to say that, "Oh, yeah." But Ghanaians, Charlie, some people will be like, "Oh, your time, enjoy them." If your time. And the way storytelling works, if you tell me something, I tell her, maybe I might add an article.
Or subtract.
Maybe you said the boy, and I said a boy. By the time it gets to producer, it's boy.
Yeah, it's true.
That is what has happened. And because Reggie is one of the main people that has a lot of documented stuff on Hiplife, people, that's why everybody calls him the grandpapa. But there are people around that were making music. There are people around that were doing other things. Like they were rapping, that were doing things. But he came, he said, let's. So even with Azonto, that's why it says people will tell you Gasmilla is there's somebody who says it's not Gasmilla, it's somebody. Somebody says this.
Even the Ghana people crying within the roots, there are people that are saying that it's not even Gasmilla.
Yeah.
It's some guy some guy way they
somebody somewhere. So our biggest problem has always been, that's why again, the Nigerian thing. All of them moved and said, it's fella. That's
If they're even lying, we will not be able to know because they're united.
Mobilization. Exactly. You do this and say this is these people. If you talk about drill music, for example, they don't even attribute to a person. They'll say the people of Chicago. And then also in Chicago, there was this person, there was that person, they came together. But here, I feel Ghanaians, we pay self-glory. And we don't understand the importance of collectiveness. It's not the big stage, we don't understand collective wins. We feel like ourselves, me, and like sometimes can just come together, build something, and then just keep it moving. So for me, that's what killed Azonto. Me, I always say the artist
Azonto
number
is
one.
Alive.
It is alive, but like in terms of its decline, me, I always say.
But I really agree with you when you were like, it's very hard to find the origin of something. You know what you mentioned about documentation, right? If you are starting something documented, then we have like factual backing. But that's the thing. Whenever you are starting something, you can't really tell that in 4 years' time it will be big. So that's the problem. I could have been in my basement or my room and starting something. It would never cross my mind to document it or put this on record or something because I can't tell that in 6 years' time, this is where it will be. And I think that Ghanaians and Kasa, like back to Nigeria again, people will go to Nigeria and then they'll come to Ghana and they'll be like, oh, Ghanaians are relaxed. Ghanaians are okay. Ghanaians are not very Takashi like
chill.
Nigeria. I feel like maybe that also affects us in a way because it's like we are so relaxed when it comes to things in general.
But it doesn't take anything away from from success. One, like I think we always want to find a reason for why something is not working. You spoke about size, about numbers. One of the biggest journeys, now it's not as big as before, but it was one of the biggest journeys, for years. Reggae, dancehall. Jamaica, for us to think about. It was a global sound. And so when people think that, something is big because it is from like some large place, is yes and no for me. Because I'll use reggae as a typical example. It was a global hit every year, like it entered every part of the world. And it wasn't from, a big country. Meanwhile, Brazil, the North America, it has one of the biggest, population. But there's calypso, soca, or whatever. It's not global.
It's not global like that.
It's not global.
China is like
biggest.
It's a big country.
But what is the Chinese sound? You and I, maybe
you don't even
Madam
know
can
what
tell us.
Yeah.
We don't know what's the Chinese sound.
Gangnam Style thing.
He's not Chinese.
It's not Chinese. So back to it. I just think that we always want to find excuses for everything. Look, if in as much as we say yenye gidi gidi and all of that, a lot of people love Ghana because of our nature.
To say this.
A lot of people love Ghana.
Yeah, you guys are agreeing. Oh, we agree. Period.
It's not from my heart. People love Ghana because, trust me, like, because of that. One thing, when people even talk about religion, when people try to trash talk religion, sometimes I'm not happy because I believe, my personal belief is one of the main reasons why things are like this for us is because we are big on religion. I cannot look at her and stab her. I cannot look at her and take a gun and shoot her.
Yes.
Like,
but
yes. Oh no, but it's not common. You get it.
It's
The typical Ghanaian way of doing thing is seeing you, showing you respect,
Ghana is
acknowledging. Yeah, like, and I don't think it should. We cannot have the whole world behaving a certain way.
Yeah.
No, we cannot. And so for me, how do we use that to our advantage? Like there was a time in Kenya it was a big market for movies. Even I think even now, anybody who wants to shoot proper movies and all of that because of their the space, the forest and everything, it's easier to shoot movies in Kenya. And they didn't say that, why are people coming to our country? They should go away. They should. No. If you think that people love coming to Ghana, exactly. People love coming to Ghana to find sound and create music and all of that. What is wrong with that? Why don't you make the most of it? Why don't you now begin to collaborate? Why don't you now begin to make it worth it? But rather, we are always saying that, we are not aggressive. We can be aggressive. If you can be aggressive, look, if it's not your nature, it's not your nature. I don't know how kind of. Blacko doesn't need to fight to get it. He has his way to get it. If it will work for him, it will work for him. Everybody cannot be like Shatawale. I've seen people, even recently, I'm trying to see that this Keche guy, the Keche Joshua guy, he's trying to be controversial.
It's not you. You go and do all you're going to do for us. Dance and keep it going. Do the Sarkodie. Don't try to be.
So I think that we are just making excuses, or they are just excuses to say that, the reason why Ghana is not going far is because, no. I think the reason why our music is not going far, we all know the fundamentals. Marketing. Look, Nigeria, for us who has followed music for a minute, I know, look, the change of Nigerian music.
For the conversation.
The change of Nigerian music started from Banky W's era. Banky W, Tiwa Savage, those people were actually living outside. They were outside. They were living in the States. They were living out, outside. And there were Nigerians who knew that they couldn't break through in Nigeria. But at that time, Two-Face, D'banj, the music was actually coming up.
Boys, they were,
But they also had a certain experience that, back home, these people are not marketing right. These people they don't understand split sheets. These people don't understand copyright. These people don't So when they brought that wealth of knowledge back home, and that was when they started to structure the Nigerian music industry. So if you realize, that was even when they began to understand the proper collaborations. They were getting into our market and doing events, partnering. They actually had label heads. So for Chocolate City in Ghana, they had a whole organization in Ghana managing Chocolate City in Ghana, and someone was sitting here whose job is just to make sure that they are pushing their music there because they understood it. So the likes of Banky W's, and they came home with that wealth of knowledge and began to, shape and structure things. And so we need to understand, even when labels started going into Nigeria, labels have not started coming into Ghana. And what labels do for your country, if people don't know, is to put structure. Because now they are paying producers properly to work. They are paying the music producer. They are paying the engineer. They are paying the videographers. And it was good. We didn't have that. And so we just need to understand that, look, unisika, they spend more. Oh, yeah, we don't have.
Ghana and Kasa, funding is one of our major problems. Everywhere, political, educational, everywhere. I don't know, but why is all the money in Ghana though?
It's in places. The
but
churches,
people too have money. The
churches, politics,
Conversation for another day.
Yeah. But again, so with the Azonto thing, as Ricky was saying, it was a cluster of things. One of them, again, is definitely the conversation about how we're marketing it. But he mentioned something that for a while, I used to agree with it, that, as I said, Azonto became this thing where it had this bad reputation. That, it be Raz, it be unye cool, we are John, we see. But you see, take hip-hop, for example. Hip-hop's history has a lot of value, even till date. In hip-hop culture, if you do something to me, I can't go and tell the police that, this person has done this to me. They'll say, I'm a snitch.
Yeah.
Because I'm weak. Hip-hop culture is based on violence. It's based on misogyny. It's based on drugs.
Narcissistic behavior.
Dancehall, drugs, this. But still, one of the biggest things people took out of reggae dancehall was
Tampade.
Yeah. Tampinito.
You cannot say weed, Anna.
I'm not saying that, yeah. So that green stuff, no. Which in our part is not legal.
Right.
But people still consume like reggae music. People still want to associate with hip hop. So yes, I do agree. At some point, the way and manner of the Azonto culture moved from the music to it being a bit ras. But I feel when they got to that point, the artists that were leading, whether they were intentionally leading or unintentionally, like the Sarkodies, the gurus, the other people, I feel when they started drifting away from it, it deterred other people from doing it. Again, if you just oppose it to the dancehall conversation, where yes, dancehall, even in Jamaica, when dancehall started, there was pushback actually from the people that were making reggae. Because reggae came from a very chill, liberated. That's why it connected with a lot of people, even in Africa.
Right.
Because at the time when reggae music was booming from Jamaica, we were also going through our own situation with colonialism, this year, that year. So it connected to it. So when dancehall was coming, it was more ras, more people were like, hey, mina need this.
Oh.
Hey, mina need this. But I was like, upo, una need this. And then they needed it and then
But
so when it was going on and then people were fighting it, the people that were pushing it were like, you know what? This is what you want to do. Yes, it's ras. But so ours. They say, oba nyanya cry oba. So when Azonto happened like that, I feel the people that were pushing it should have said, yes, maybe there's this happening, there's that happening, but it's still ours.
No, what makes you think they didn't? I'm sure.
Oh, no, they didn't. And I'm saying that at some point, the people that were making the biggest Azonto songs were no longer making it. At some point, Sarkodie was not dropping Azonto music again. Yes, I feel part of it was because he was getting a lot of backlash and Sarkodie is somebody that,
he was getting backlash.
Oh,
For
That's
Azonto.
Azonto
there
was
was a-
ras.
There was a point in time, as I said, people were actively fighting Azonto in the space. Artists, like
No, the
producers
artists themselves, even producers, when you
people-
go to a
Don't you
particular
have any?
production
Can't you name
house
drop?
and you say, oh, you want to do Azonto.
Hey,
don't mind
Azonto, they
it.
came,
Yeah.
Don't give me name drop
Oh.
because I want to search for that song.
One of the things was they said Gasmilla felt he was being sidelined because he wasn't getting the recognition as the king of Azonto. So there was a lot of that's what I'm saying. When people realized, okay, if you're fighting for Azonto, then me my own is Amanda.
Or even Ochame Kwame fought Azonto.
Like people,
Do
yeah.
you remember the song Killing the Game?
Was this a tournament?
You remember Shata? I don't know. You were killing the game.
The
Oh.
game.
Killing the game.
Killing
Richie
the game.
when
Okay.
one mic
Yeah,
and
Richie.
links were.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, pa.
Some of those songs were actually songs.
They were three shots.
It was to Azonto.
Yeah, some of those, those were actually some of the songs
joking.
that, you are killing the game. Like what the industry or what music was supposed to be and what people really, wanted to connect to.
But how can you, one person, be able to tell what
No, there
people
were a lot
want
of,
to connect?
it wasn't just, there were a lot of people who were not.
Exactly.
Was it
in
just
support
that?
of-
The people should just allow
Was it just
people
that?
to be.
Just that song.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
the other
no.
songs,
There were-
like
there were
rappers
other-
were like,
yeah.
nah, because it was, you see, I'll use Sarkodie as an example because when Sarkodie came, a lot of rappers couldn't hop on Azonto beats and do what Sarkodie was doing.
Oh, I remember. I even tried. I think that there was someone's album or a song that was the death of Azonto.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, people made me try.
There was a whole album like the death of Azonto. Oh,
when people like Sarkodie Era were doing that, like Obumona.
Even they said he was a sellout.
Yes.
So he has a song that said he had to sell out to start selling out.
Yeah.
When Azonto came, it made it easier for people to, because there are certain songs that genuinely speaking, Uncle Me Hiplife, I don't have broken out.
Yeah.
But Azonto,
He all had to break.
DJ OB4. The death of Azonto is dead by DJ.
Oh no, there were, and it was mainly
that would probably be
the
a mix.
rappers.
Nah, there are rappers that were going
Yeah.
at. Other rappers were saying, all of us were doing hip hop. And Azonto came and then you moved to do Azonto and that. So like it was smaller
What's
things.
all of us are doing here, bro? Like that's why.
No, but you see that at that time,
Now you need to say
exactly. We couldn't just accept that.
There could be diversity.
Yeah, you go if you do songs like that now.
Your generation
No,
was
because
some
no,
way,
because
Baba.
no, because even now,
Even now, people are actively saying Afrobeats, it's even Hiplife. Let me catch you. Even Hiplife. The old folk, as we're saying that the division, older people felt Hiplife died because when people in when Sarkodie's group of artists came, Sarkodie them, they felt, Hiplife,
yeah.
And I remember this actually because when I did the piece for Hiplife, I was listening to radio one time, and somebody said when the Tema Boys came, and that time there was Tema versus the Accra Boys. When the Tema Boys came, they killed Hiplife, and I was like, bro, the way music is, it's evolved. It's like a person. Whose son, I'm not sure that's how you look. You evolve as a person. Music evolves. The people that started hip hop. The people that started hip hop. Yes, for people who are, we call them purists. They feel that when you make something, it should be in its pure form. It doesn't have to change. But the truth of the matter is that music evolves. So when Hiplife evolved, the old folks that couldn't match with the time, you fall off. Because nobody's trying to listen to that old Punchan.
Hiplife is DL's.
No. DL is like High Life.
Oh, okay. So Hiplife is...
Even you pick High Life, for example. When Alaje Frimpong and them men started their Hiplife, Dr. Powerbo and those people, when it came to the time of DL was the author of his people. Because the things he was mixing in High Life.
No, he was actually, he grew up there. He was from Germany. He lived there.
So like,
so their music was Boga High Life. The kind of music,
So it evolved.
What song is Hiplife? Like, give me an example of a Hiplife song.
Go and your awards. Go and go.
So like Shoulder is like a Hiplife song.
Oh, okay.
So like
the way you guys are talking. The way you guys are talking, I was not imagining Hiplife to be some old song, and now Afrobeats. That's why I'm like, what is Hiplife?
So let me break it down to you.
Their own. Because as we were talking, my mind was going to Dr. Powerbo there.
No. So
for the Hiplife.
So if you pick a song like let's say Reggie from a born HM.
That's like, High Life.
That's Hiplife.
If you pick I go Reggie has a song. I go Amen.
Bank of Ghana.
No, I'm not saying I go. Hey, Reggie has a song called I go. I've gotten one of his it's not Paimuka, the other one.
You see, so the thing is,
we
Gonja
don't know.
Do you know Gonja Barracks by Bookback?
Oh, sing it from
you know Sikli Tele. So that's Hiplife. But it's different from a Shoulder, which is also Hiplife. So you pick those two, you pick the sounds. It has evolved, it has moved. But people who were from the Sikli Tele time, some of them were saying that it died because people now wouldn't necessarily like the old Sikli Tele sound.
The way I love those songs,
you love them because, by again, when sound is changing, there are people who, again, they are called purists. They feel that you should leave the sound as it was. So just like Azonto, there are people who felt we were doing rap, as I was saying. The rappers felt, people like Sarkodie and people like EL especially, because EL came from a school of thought where they used to do like pidgin rap, English rap. And there was already that thing with, the Kasahari people, we are trying to, we are not on the same level. So when EL started doing, it's true. So when people started, you think it's been all been smooth sailing?
Rosy.
So no, I get it too, but then I'm like, it's not that
cool.
Deep. Like
you think it's not that deep. Imagine if you and I, we are English rappers. We are trying to blow. You're not necessarily blowing. Then you and Sarkodie go and link up. You go kill me. Then you start doing Obu Mona. You do Kalu.
Is it working?
It's working. But I will feel, you see, so that's where the personal, this one, I was saying that people were not doing it like, what's Sarkodie? The way you do it, you must get to. Some rappers couldn't do
kill me, yo.
Or by him and then him, I'm some rappers couldn't do it. So instead of maybe, Sarkodie, how do you do this?
Back up. Okay.
Instead of them going and say, Sarkodie, this is coming. How best can we do this? They'd rather be like, you know what? Nah, let's hate on this. So that's what's happened to a lot of our sounds over the time. But like I said,
hate.
There are people who, because they're intentional about the sound, they fought for it. But I feel Azonto didn't have a lot of fighters. As in people that really wanted to fight for it that were also on that level. For example,
I feel like some people on the other side, some people on the other hand, I also feel like it's intimidation.
So
sometimes you can be afraid that something new someone is bringing will now can be accepted and will, in quote, rule over whatever you are doing. So they are intimidated that, the Azonto Beba. Now, they are beji more than what they are doing. So sometimes they themselves, they believe in your vision. They like Azonto, but they'll intentionally fight it because they feel intimidated.
But no question.
So then up your game.
Exactly. Because some of you were not blowing before Azonto. You didn't blow when Azonto came.
You didn't
When
blow
Azonto
after.
left, you still didn't blow.
Before, during, and after.
Or time you or what? Or time you will never make it. So you
You will never make it.
the past, present, future participle. So all the hits now can go to Sarkodie, go to StayJay, go to
Olive the Boy.
Like today, people are fighting like Afrobeats. Go to Olive the Boy, go to Last Mate. I need a hit song. How do I do it? Olive the Boy, write something for me. Don't hate on it.
Yeah, like
Because
the way
see,
they are
as a
hating
people,
on Kwame Eugene.
yeah, as much as Ghanaians, we love
I like Kwame Eugene's music. I don't know why they are
there
doing
isn't
that.
any, I don't think there's a country on the continent that loves rap music as much as Ghanaians do. But
South Africans.
but I don't think they love it as much as we do.
South Africans love
they-
They like Amapiano.
Oh no, they also have like a very thriving. But you see, outside rap, do you know what Ghanaians we like?
Mm.
We love to dance.
So Paul,
It is why anything dance related. If you hate on it, me I'll laugh. Like Afrobeats. Oh, why are you doing Afrobeats? We love to dance.
Dance.
So the earlier you, but right now at least some of the rappers,
but that's how you people dance.
how
bro, what's this?
That's what I see on TV.
with the doom
Like
so I-
this. They do some. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways.
But yeah, so
If
I'm
that's
saying,
how you
like,
dance.
Azonto's dead there. See, me, it's
Charlie.
like I feel personal because when I did the piece on the Hiplife,
Azonto is not dead.
honestly, I'm not saying it's dead though. Like when you start doing certain documentations, if anybody that has done document or does research on Ghanaian arts, you understand why some of the reasons certain things they didn't work. They are petty.
Okay, see, Azonto is not dead. But do you think we moved away from Azonto so quickly?
But move there, we moved like we did.
Me, I'm
like,
still in Azonto. I don't know
I
how
like
you,
your energy.
No,
yeah.
like
That's why they
genuinely,
keep saying that it's not
genuinely.
about you, but like as a country.
Oh, we moved.
It's Azonto vibe. Most of the songs that people are even bringing out, if you look into it, it still has the Azonto vibe. The fact that maybe we are not like, bro, Azonto
we do
is
it.
alive. Charlie,
Oh, a lot of
like,
the dance moves right now.
guys,
So, Mami Azonto, no, it's
Yeah.
from
do
that.
you understand? Like Azonto is there. It's just that maybe we are not saying Azonto as much as maybe this person is saying that, oh, I'm a piano, or this person is saying dance hall, da, da, da. But then it's still alive. Like Azonto is still alive in our everyday. Most of the dances that we dance,
They're
Yeah,
influenced.
they are
yeah.
influenced by
yeah.
Azonto.
Like this one.
Me, that's why I said, yes. That's why I'm saying that. To me, Ghana, that whole Ghana is Azonto. Me, that's how I feel.
Okay,
So,
good.
like,
I like what she just said. Do you guys think that Azonto is now part of our culture? Because what
It
she
has become
said
part
is
of our
so
culture.
like on point. Now, when you even watch videos of people outside the country and then they want to find something to represent Ghana,
It's
Yeah.
not-
they use Azonto.
Yeah.
So
Azonto
you think
is
it's
part.
moved from just being a dance to now being part of the Ghanaian
why-
culture?
But that's what
Yeah,
you
that's
did
what
in the
you
earlier
say.
stage.
That's
It
what
was
you
like
say.
a movement. You know, we
it's a
just
vibe.
couldn't.
Ghana is
Azonto is not
yeah,
on it.
yes,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
We couldn't caress it well. Like
We just,
we didn't baby Azonto well.
you know, I think they were not proper gatekeepers
Yeah.
of the sound. You know, unlike Afrobeats, where people were very intentional
Yeah.
to say, look, we are not going to lose this, no matter what you do. Because even the likes of Burna Boy is trying to shy away from it, trying to say that he's doing Afrofusion or
Afrofusion,
Afro
yeah.
whatever.
Me
But
na baby si wa.
the key gatekeepers, you know, from the producers to, you know, the music executives who
Executives,
sit at higher places, know what it means. And they've been intentional about protecting it. Same as Hiplife.
Yeah.
When people like Bolari and the likes were those who actually held Hiplife down, you won't hear Hiplife on radio. When
Okay, as a journalist, I
Yes.
thought he was like he used to sing.
musician.
So I was coming to ask you.
No, as
to
a
give me,
journalist.
like, some
No,
of
he
the
was
examples.
he was a radio personality
Yeah.
then.
TV.
And
like,
so he was very intentional to say
About-
that, look, this particular sound that my young people are doing, that these older people are saying, no, it is too radical, it is too this. He liked it. He messed with it. And so when he goes on his radio shows, he'll drop an Obrafour song.
Sharp.
He'll drop an Lord Kenya song. So they are like the gatekeepers. They were actually like, you know, advocating and pushing the song to go up. We didn't have that with Azonto. Azonto was like everybody doing music, and I'm coming to pay payola for you to play. It's not like you are protecting it. And then Mechia Okasebo, and that's why you are playing. it's not like you are playing it because you are being intentional about protecting a particular sound. You know, where you say, oh, we have an Azonto party, we have an Azonto night, and all of that. Those things are actually activities that propel, like,
culture.
you know, cultures.
We are talking about
But like,
gatekeeping as a
but you
good
know that
thing.
now,
Yes, no,
like,
Because
we
you
need
know,
gatekeepers.
when we say gatekeepers, we are trying to say that you don't want to share, you don't want to share. So I was trying to understand. I figured you were talking about the other.
Gatekeepers are more or less like influential people, like
I get
people
you
who
now.
actually who stand for
Tastemakers, people who drive the
who
culture.
drive
I get
a
your
particular
explanation
culture.
now.
Yes, yeah. So it wasn't like gatekeeping us in.
Yeah, okay.
No, the sound didn't have proper gatekeepers or proper like champions. People who were saying that, oh, look, we are leading it. Even Gasmilla self that time, they know they carry on say giddy giddy. It was just a sound that was popular. It was until we were trying to find a definition
for it.
That was when they started coming out.
Oh,
to
me,
own
I do
it.
this, me, I do this.
Yeah, because even Sarkodie at the time was doing You Dey Kill Me and all of that. He wasn't claiming that
He
I am
never-
an
He
was just
Azonto
making
king.
music.
He was just making music.
Emily, you were saying something.
Yeah, he was saying like the Azonto party thingy. I was coming to say that like now, we have it now. People do it outside, like they, especially like
The diaspora.
they do it a lot, like Azonto
Oh,
party. you know.
Azonto parties.
Yeah.
The
And
diaspora,
what does
they're
it do?
anything cultural.
What does it do?
They-
Like,
they
what
do
do
it
you do?
more than us.
Yeah,
support
they
in
play more
Azonto
like
vibes
more.
over there.
It's like how in Accra right now, there's a big appetite for Amapiano house, where there's like
I
Imula
don't
sound
like
system.
Amapiano.
And that's fine. But so right now, because times have changed, right now you can't. So back then, you see the way you don't like Amapiano. That's how the Azonto people were. I don't like Azonto. Then you say, okay, me I have this platform, no Azonto song. But now if you say that, nobody would mind because Imula sound system is there. People like Amapiano like myself will go and then then we'll do it. Then we'll do
You are so
jealous.
bad.
We'll do
It's
that.
none of my business.
We'll go and do that. We'll go to Sunday service in Nigeria. So even in Accra, we'll do that. We'll go to communion, another house event. We'll go to unwind house event. We'll go to sauna Sundays. So right now, there are communities and people, as I said, gatekeepers who have built systems that are moving the culture. I feel if Azonto had that at the time, it would have been, still up there. As for the earlier question you asked was, have we moved on? Yes, we moved on. Like
Too
we
fast.
always, it's not the thing is
Because that's the question. Do you think we moved on too fast?
the timing isn't whether fast or because every music space, there are times where somebody becomes the leading genre, others become. The problem with Azonto was that Azonto didn't become second, third, or something. It just went back into the underground. Where it was still there, because even
She
after
disagrees though.
Oh, no, it went to, and I explain why. Because after Azonto, between 14, 15, the biggest genre in the country was reggae dancehall. So much so at the time, the biggest artists, Shatter,
Stone,
and then Stone. Sarkodie was still big because Sarkodie is one person that knows how to adapt. So when something evolves, Sarkodie will get in there, adapt to it, and you give you a song like Lavish Rock. We'll give you a song like the song with Jupiter, and then he will jump on Jupiter's enemies and give you this song. He will jump on
So
it.
you see that someone like Sarkodie, he would always have lovers in all the
Because the
generations.
Yeah.
All the
Understand?
generations.
When Afrobeats came, he didn't say me jama monkwa. He will give you a lucky. He will give you non-living thing.
Yeah.
He will give you. So he understands, and again, I think, so he understands how these
I
things
think
work.
this show is just cantata. Everything, yeah, she will sing for us.
You see, we have very good music that when it became culture for us to drive forward, we didn't know, as I said, we didn't have the right gatekeepers to say, you know what, let's still play, like, let's keep Azonto up there. But we relegated it back to where it's from, which is the Gamashi. That's why back then, over there, you would have King Jerry, who wasn't like big. So when Waisa would come with Ekikimi didn't come at the time where Azonto was speaking.
Yeah.
That was so good because, and who did he go to? He went to Sarkodie. Me say nyumono Ekikimi, electricity Ekikimi, Ekikimi.
Kuma Mama Zimbi.
So that is so. When Waisa came, mind you, when Waisa moved to, when he was signed by D Black, some of his biggest songs were still Azonto from that time. There was Darling Gage.
Yeah.
Azonto.
Yeah.
So Azonto hadn't died, but it was playing like catch up.
yeah.
But a lot of genres that it wasn't really catching up to. Because at the time, dancehall was the biggest. Then there was still rap. It was still hip-hop, but it was rap. There was some Afrobeats also coming into the picture. Like now, Afrobeats is like the biggest. So right now, even the dancehall people are doing Afrobeats. The rap people are doing Afrobeats. Gospel people are doing Afrobeats.
Yeah.
But there's still elements of Azonto in there where you'd have a Sankofa and yeah, Bonnie, you hear that song?
Yeah.
It's
It's fine.
But you see, you were
Guys,
saying that
it's
some of the genres, when it goes
they
up,
peaked and then like they'll
then-
just come second floor.
but then you were saying that something like Azonto,
Azonto, I think it just
dipped.
It dipped.
So do you think that we replaced Azonto with Afrobeats?
It's not.
Or you think
What
Azonto
he's
just
saying-
died
yeah,
out?
what he's saying. Azonto even went down there before the Afrobeats came up there.
There were 2 genres before Afrobeats came. That's it, right? When the Azonto came and we're bringing even the other people that were bringing the names of Al Qaeda and whatever, all of them in terms of the sound, it was still the
Azonto,
template of
Azonto,
Azonto.
yeah.
Because I believe that consumers always want something new. So that's why I wanted to know that, is it that something else came and then now we didn't want the Azonto again, or the Azonto there,
No, crap,
it just vanished?
consumers, I always say that consumers, we sometimes don't know what you want. It's the artists that will feed us.
Exactly.
That's why I said that. Ricky said it perfectly. That's because the gatekeepers were not driving the culture. I'm saying that if Sarkodie and the others had said, you know what, let's drive this. If Sarkodie comes today and he drops an Azonto song, when he dropped the Kafo, then say no video now. It wasn't the sound of the time by Sarkodie. When Shatawale dropped Freedom, Manedi Shatawale, it wasn't the sound of the time, but you dance to it. When Stonebwoy does Putu, because they are the people, they are the benchmark. Like they are the benchmark. So when they are there and they are moving the sound, you dance to it. Because you might say, oh, me pe love song, me pe se me ti uni.
I don't like
Charlie, give us a. There be no
perfume.
Charlie.
But you see,
Voice no.
so it was a thing of, like, for example, you let me end with example that when as a consumer you can be there and then it's up to the artist to say this is what I want to give you.
Yeah.
And they just, because sometimes you don't know what is happening. Like we didn't know Sarkodie, like Song like Secret to the Max was going to come. We didn't know.
But we just
The
accept
thing
it.
is that as long as it's nice,
It's nice and
we
it's
will
there.
listen and we'll hop
Oh.
on. I feel like that's how it is.
Okay, so let's wrap up with this one, okay?
Wrap up is here.
Yeah, we are just wrapping up with this, okay? Do you think that Azonto would have lasted longer if it had come in this TikTok era?
Big fact. I think so.
Yeah, I also think so.
I think so. Yeah, I
Are
think
we all
so.
agreeing on that?
Oh, I agree. I think, this era has helped to impact a lot of things. This era is the era where umpe kra obepe.
Yeah.
This era is the era where I never expected certain things to be accepted by certain people, and I still saw them do them. Like this era is when the young people hit the street and demonstrate, and it's still cool. Like you see the cool kids and the
Antiba.
and yes, people mixed together.
Yeah.
Like trust me, like before, no, there was separation. Like even when you look at the influencers, when they started, there were those who wanted to do from lifestyle.
Yeah.
They had a certain
Aesthetics.
aesthetics.
Yeah.
They always push. They always have to appear a particular way. They found themselves at certain events. But now when the platform began to get big and they began to realize that, Charlie, this girl, way she dey speak down, way she be loud, way she be Azonto self. Her numbers be crazy. No, I'm just
Real.
and I need to tap into her numbers. Like, how are market women now so cool to the point that that's bougie influencer that you know is
wants
going
to
there
Go there. Yeah.
because it's a numbers game. Like, it's now brought all of us together. If you don't want the numbers, be there.
Yeah.
Like before, there were certain people who say, oh, Could you Sheldon DM in person Headless DM in person because he speaks tree in his content. It was like that. Like they only wanted to go to maybe Sincerely Accra, and that's because they carry a certain image. But
They speak English.
you will go there because now it's a numbers game. Because I'll be on TikTok and I'll be amassing all the numbers. Even today, TikTok said the ones with them background self no they be self the
Camera
one where they
quality
get
is low.
it be the one where they get a lot of numbers. And so for me, for what Azonto was, if it was in this era, crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of this episode.
Oh, I want to hear.
I want to hear
Because
her
she should say something different. You mark it.
Okay.
You let her say something.
So
You put on the spot.
I feel like everything has been said.
Oh.
And yeah.
Diplomatic answer.
No, but do I think if it was the TikTok era? Yes,
I thought we all agreed.
We've all agreed. But make I say I don't agree so that it would be a long conversation again.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't agree because Azonto is not there.
Okay,
So,
guys.
right now we are still doing Azonto. Even in the TikTok
Big
era,
shout
we
out to
still
Dope
dance
Nation.
Azonto.
Yeah.
You should go to that Azonto party.
Yes,
You
so
there, you should go.
So we try to take it
Guys, we've come to the end of this episode. As Yemole said, Azonto is not dead.
Alive.
Let us also know what you think in the comments. We'll see you another time.
Fact.
Bye.